how do you define financial success then, after all of this time thinking about it? What does financial success come to mean?
To me, it's independence to be who you want to be. And who I want to be is not who you want to be. Everyone has their own very individualistic definition of that. It's waking up and saying, I can do whatever I want today, and having the independence and the freedom to do that. And the distinction is there are billionaires who have no control over their time, no control over their schedule, spend their entire day doing things that they don't want to do. And there are people who make $50,000 a year who are living their absolute best life and totally control their life, control where they live, where they work, who they spend their time with, doing the hobbies that they want to do. And so to me, that's really what wealth is. And I think a lot of people can get this wrong in their ambitions, that if your sole financial ambition is I want the highest net worth, and the way in which you're going to get that is to basically put on a performance of somebody that you're not, and wake up every morning and do things that you don't enjoy doing. And that's not to say hard work. I think the vast majority of people get a big thrill and a lot of pleasure out of hard work. They like being productive, doing the thing that they want to do. It's working hard on things that you genuinely don't enjoy solely because you're attracted to a bigger bank account. But then that's a very common thing. So I think the definition of wealth is the ability, the pleasure of being who you want to be, being independent, waking up every morning and saying, what I'm going to do today is the thing that I want to do.
Wealth without independence is a unique form of poverty.
That's what it is for a lot of wealthy people. This to me is one of the most fascinating things of meeting a lot of wealthy people. If you associate wealth with material, and you go, they have a big house, they have a big car, maybe they have a plane, and you associate, oh, this person is very wealthy. And for a lot of them, not all of them, but for a lot of them, if you get to know them, they spend the vast majority of their day doing things that they don't want to do. And that to me, that still might be appealing to some people. Or if you're not at that, you might say, look, I understand you say that, but let me experience it for myself. Let me try to do that. That's always the appeal. So I get that. But it's of the very wealthy people I've met, some of them have truly amazing lives. And I wouldn't say jealous, but I look at them and be like, I want to be you.
Yep.
I think there's a greater number though, that if you get to know them, you're like, wow, that's not what I thought it would be.
Well, a lot of people have to do things that they don't want to do. And many people who worked super hard, 2 jobs, got the kids, all the rest of the stuff, would say, well, good. They should do, I have to work hard and so should they. You go, yeah, but why do you think they made themselves wealthy?
Yeah.
What would you do if if I was wealthy, I wouldn't have to work the second job. It's like, if you are the sort of person who is driven to make yourself into the kind of wealth that they have,
yes,
you can't turn off the switch.
You can't. You're never going to meet a billionaire, except on the very few people who accidentally got rich. You're never going to meet a self-made billionaire who has a kind of personality who can say, that's enough. Let me put it all in muni bonds and go home. It's not who they are. The reason that they are successful is because they have the kind of personality where they cannot 24 hours a day, all they can think about is their business. And that's and even if I would say, I don't want that for myself, of course, I want to be financially successful and I enjoy the work that I do. I'm so grateful that those people exist. Like the vast majority of the great technology and great medicine that we all enjoy in the world came from people who were maniacally obsessed about their job, even if it came at the expense of their health, their marriage, their relationship with their kids. They created something amazing, and that's why they got successful.
Human perpetual motion machines.
Yes.
They're just churning, sucking in problems and spitting out solutions.
Yeah, I think we should be almost the most grateful for people in society who created amazing technology and amazing things at the expense of their own happiness that we all get to benefit from now.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a cautionary tale, but from the outside, everybody looks at it and thinks some version of that might be true for them, but it won't be true for me.
Yeah.
Watch me dance through the minefield that has been laid by art and literature and movies and songs and stories from my grandparents and the most famous investors from history. Watch me dance through that minefield and not kick any of the tripwires.
David Senra has profiled 400 of the most successful entrepreneurs. He's done such a good job doing it. And he says of the 400 entrepreneurs he's profiled, there's 2 whose lives that he thinks that he would actually want to live.
Who are they?
One is Ed Thorpe, who was a card counter in Vegas and then a hedge fund manager, and had just an amazing personal life on the side. Just amazing family, incredible health. I think he's still around. I think Ed Thorpe is 90 years old and genuinely looks 55.
Wow.
It's an incredible life. But of the other, 399 people that he's profiled, it's that person created something amazing, built an incredible thing, an amazing amount of wealth, technology that we all benefit from, and we should worship that person or at least admire that person. And I would never want to be them.
Yeah. And evade them as much as you can, at least in a role model. You got this great line, money serves you best when it stops being the thing you think about.
Yeah, I think the vast majority of successful entrepreneurs, with the exception of maybe hedge fund managers, were not chasing the money. They were absolutely fascinated with the problem that they were trying to solve, but they weren't doing it just to get rich. The money came. It eventually came. If you solve enough problems in a way that's helpful for people, it'll eventually come to you. But I think entrepreneurs who set out the goal is to become rich, very seldomly do.
I actually took that line to mean something else. Money serves you best when it stops being the thing you think about. I took that to mean that your ultimate form of wealth is when you no longer have to think about the cost of a thing. You turn up at dinner and you don't mind putting your card down. You
That's
need to fly
true,
somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah,
you can stop thinking about it.
So I was in Nashville a couple of months ago on tour, and I was there with Luke, who's my tour manager, and he was telling me this story about how his missus gets mad at him because it's 1 a.m. and he's still WhatsApping away. He has the highest phone use of anybody. Gen Z girls, TikTok addicts, like D-Gen, he has the highest, and it's all work. It's just work, and he just loves it. He used to be a club promoter, same industry as me. And the guy's an animal. He's so good at what he does, and he is unrelenting, and he has a lot of fun doing it too. So he's this kind of weird intersection of all the Venn diagrams. And he made this really fucking wonderful point. He said, I have a brain that likes to solve problems. I'm just trying to give it good problems to solve.
Yeah, great.
And I was like, still chills on my arms thinking about it, because lots of people have the kind of brains that are just looking to obsess over something, to try and make this piece fit to that piece. He is fortunate that he has managed to find business and kids and jujitsu and wife and health stuff. And he's a bunch of interesting problems. Allow me to apply it to that. But if you don't have a sufficiently interesting problem, that's when people get obsessed with politics or porn or their ex or whatever it might be. And I think a really great solution to this, maybe should you do enough mindfulness to be able to relinquish your permanent obsession with problems? Perhaps. But a good interim strategy is just give yourself better problems to solve.
I mean, a cousin of what you just said is, the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. You had all these people who would try to live incredibly frugal lives with a high savings rate, and then they would retire when they were 28 and had $500,000 in the bank, whatever it would be. So many of the people who actually did that, who retired when they were 28, were clinically depressed 6 months later, because they realized what their actual purpose was in life that gave them meaning and whatnot was work. And so many of those people who did retire went back to work. And so the idea that we all need meaningful problems to solve and to go is really important. And a lot of people get this wrong with retirement. They spend all of their retirement planning on how do I save enough money, and none of it on what am I going to do in retirement. I mean, that's a big problem for people.